Hey everybody, it's Party Elite here with something a little special for you today, highlighting an indie game that's about to dive into early access just later this week on the 27th of May. Rising Lords is a title you might recognize from my most anticipated games of 2020 list from just earlier this year, and the developers actually reached out to me shortly after that video released, and I've had access to this game for a little while now. I've really enjoyed playing it through its sort of development process, seeing all the features and stuff get added in. It's been a very fun ride, and I thought I'd showcase it on the channel now because, again, as it's releasing into early access later this week, I thought it'd be a great time to share it. I've been enjoying it so much, and I really think many of you would absolutely love the game, adore its art style, its depth. There's lots to cover. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive right into it. It's going to be an hour-long showcase of some single-player action. As you can see, there are a couple of different options. The editor is not available in this build, and you'll notice that there are some things that aren't yet implemented. Again, it is early access, and not only is it early access, but this is early access to the early access build. So surely there will be typos, some missing information here and there, things like that. Keep that in mind, folks. So apart from highlighting these options here, I want to dive into single player and highlight the fact that you can just dive into battles themselves, but we're going to be playing a scenario today, or at least kicking one off, so you can see the whole sort of context of everything as we dive in as Sir Party Elite. Now, as far as scenarios are concerned, as of now, there are a handful of maps that you can pick from, and each one, as you can see, has a different player count, a different number of regions to determine how large or small a space you'll be playing in and how brutal, quick, or slow the session will be. I'm actually going to dive into our option of Mercia and Wessex here because I just finished watching The Last Kingdom's latest season, and I'm in that kind of mood. And it's also an interesting scale and layout and things like that. And down here you can see we've got ourselves as well as our future enemies or potentially friends. Diplomacy is an option to come later, I believe. And you can actually change the style of approach that these CPU players have, that the AI has as each of these. So that's pretty fun, of course. And then for yourself, you can go in and edit in a very RPG-esque style. You can edit the way you look, and I really love the portraits and stuff. They kind of nail the look a little bit, in my opinion. But I do like my heavily armored individual. Where'd my armor go? You can see a couple of the options over here. A really charming art style. That's not the right armor piece. I believe it was a... There we go. Oh man, I do really like the art style, and it's fun once the animations and stuff start kicking in. But beyond just aesthetics, you can see we can customize what you're carrying as equipment as well as some of your traits. Now, a lot of these things have not been implemented yet. Again, early access and all that, but it works on a point-based system. So for example, I've got here a chalice that gives my units extra morale, and a dagger that means my general does more damage, or the unit that my general is attached to does more damage, but they cost a point apiece. So I've taken the Craven trait, which means that my general unit does not get morale boosts, which is actually very risky to take. But it gives that -1 point and allows me to get these guys. The other option is Careless, but that is really harmful for, just sustaining life in your domain in general. Beyond all this, there's also a card-based system where you can build a deck to take into battle with you. These cards will all give you different abilities that you can use. Some of them haven't yet been implemented in this build, but there's some really interesting things going on here, and they really add a lot of fun to the battles. And using cards in strategy games has become a more common practice lately, it feels like. But this is one of the few times I feel like it's been really effectively done. And it's really fun to come across the right card at the right moment and then, basically yell, "You've activated my trap card" to the AI and crush them. But nonetheless, enough with character setup. Sir Party Elite, of course, you can change your name. This is not a default name in game. And let's dive on in, right? Let's keep the settings as their defaults. We'll turn permadeath on, though, because I'm like that. And victory, the only option available right now is conquest. Let's dive on in and play the game. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is the art style is very reminiscent of Battle Brothers, for example. Very charming art style. I absolutely love it. And it's got a lot of really cute animations and little details here and there. So I'm really excited to kind of showcase all of that. Now the plan, again, with today is a bit of a showcase, so I will try to highlight all the mechanics and what makes this game interesting. And the plan is, again, it's going to be an hour-long session. I would love to hear from you in the comments down below if you like this kind of showcase session, if you'd like to see more of these for other games, because I feel like it gives me an opportunity to really highlight and put a spotlight on games that I think deserve the attention, but I might not otherwise get the chance to, you know, spread that awareness of. So let me know if you enjoy this. Let me know if you'd like to see more like it. Again, leave a like, leave a comment. It does make a big difference in terms of what I do on the channel. Now, like I said, I'm going to try and explain as many of these mechanics and systems so you understand what's going on. Now, this down here in our mini-map, you can see we've got one region under our control. Each of the regions will have a variety of resources at its disposal. For example, we've got a field here, and a... well, this would be a free field here, but we have to clear the wasteland out first. And as you can see, it'll take 6 steps, let's call it, to clear it. And I'll explain that in a second. And we've also got the lumber yard over here. Now, fields can be adjusted at any point in time. You can change what is done there, and it's very important to note because different things will give you different resources. So down here you can see your food resources, but of course if you have horses, you'll also have access to cavalry, though you won't have access to cavalry without horses, as well as some armor. This is your indication for horses. I keep thinking it's your indication for horseshoes. It's just stuck in my head like that. But alternatively, again, you can eat your horses instead as well. It really becomes a balancing act. However, eventually, as you conquer more regions by, you know, battling and duking it out against NPCs as well as the, you know, official AI factions who are further along, you'll gain access to more resources, and you'll actually be able to trade and send resources back and forth between your regions at the cost of some money and time. And that's when you start to delegate, you know, focuses of like, okay, this is my economic hub, this is my military hub. So it really is a much more complex game than the fun art style might imply. And I also want to point out that there are some regions that are harder to take because they're better defended. Like we've got some pretty hefty castles here and there, but then others are much easier to take because they're just open, you know, villages or towns, if you want to describe them with a term like that. Anyway, all right, sorry. Let's get to work over here, right? So first thing we want to do is we want to make sure immigration takes place. Every 250 population, you get a peasant. And these peasants are required to actually perform various tasks. So for example, I'm going to put one down at the field over here. It's winter, which is the ideal time to put seeds down. So let's get that going. We should get some iron going as well. At the mine over here, let's get some wood coming through too. You can't build without wood. And let's go ahead and take care of the cattle as well. If we don't do that, the animals will start to die. And that's obviously not a good thing. Now you'll notice we're not making any wheat until it's harvest season. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. You want to make sure your numbers are pretty good. Let's go ahead and allow the eating of cattle, right? That'll alleviate some stress on wheat, but it'll also improve health. Food variety is helpful for health. Health is always poorest in the winter. We want to improve our health, and we want to improve our happiness. So let's go ahead and go full rations, or normal rations, and reduce the tithe down to no tithe. And we're not making any money, but it's only temporary. The reason why I want health and happiness to be high is because then population will go up. Again, every 250 we'll get more population, or we'll get more peasants. The more peasants we have, the more things we can do. Because as you can see right now, not only do we not have anybody clearing this out, we only have one peasant working the field. You can actually have multiples, and we also aren't building anything. There are building options. We will want to get a smith as soon as possible because we'd like to build weapons so we can actually get an army going. And in fact, you know what? In fact, let's go ahead and get a smith going, and we'll get our miner working on the building the smith instead, because there's no point in collecting iron if we're not going to have anywhere for it to go, right? We're going to keep the lumber coming though, because that one building has eaten it all up. Again, low resources is the starting point, but otherwise I think we're good to hit end turn here. Eventually, I'd like to clear this out as well. But yes, let's go ahead and end the turn there, and the AI will make its moves. It's doing the same things we're doing. It's managing its resources. It's sending armies out, or forming armies, sending them out. And it can get pretty aggressive, actually. I've played quite a bit of this game, and the AI has been consistently aggressive and often kicking me to the curb. I'm not gonna lie. It's been rough sometimes. All right, we're still good. Not much going on. You can see health has skyrocketed because we've come out the winter, and now it's a more minor benefit, but you can see our population's been going up. Now, that other number above our current population, the one in parentheses, that is our population limit. If we have more of a population than our population limit, that's when beggars start to show up. And beggars are bad for health as well as happiness, I believe. They're bad for both things. So you want to keep an eye out for that. And you can see we're in summer now, and I believe next turn health is going to drop a little bit. I imagine... Why is that? Why is that? The season shouldn't be a problem. Might be something to do with our food variety. We can double rations if we want to, but I don't think we can afford that, if I'm completely honest. That's only a couple of turns of wheat left, and that's a little risky. All right, 2 done here. Let's go ahead and pull this peasant down over here, because what's going to happen is, again, the way the progress works is ticks. We've had 1 peasant working here for 2 turns, so we're at 2 of 6. Now we're going to have 2 peasants working here, so each turn we're going to get 2 ticks. And I can actually get the other peasant up here as well, but I don't want to abandon the cattle. They will die if you're not tending to them. So let's end it there, and we should be harvesting some food as well. Normal rations is outweighing our harvest. I'm really hoping for that extra peasant to arrive next turn. Oh yeah, fall is when the harvest is, of course. Come on, party. That's just basic knowledge. So you can see now our wheat will be replenished. We'll get a bit of a surplus. Though still not enough to make me happy, but again, we'll tend to that when the opportunity comes. 1 more turn done. There is our smith done. So now we have a new role to fulfill, because even buildings don't operate unless you have someone taking charge of them. Ooh, 2 merchants. That's strange. I've never seen that happen. So construction complete. The construction of your smith has been completed in Oxford. Beautiful. Yes, by the way, there are... Well, this highlights only all of your regions, but each region has its own name, as you can see over here. Bedford, Northampton, Lindsay, Leicester, I believe, Warwick, and our own Oxford. So yeah, they're all nicely named and organized and thematic. But the merchant. Now, are these actually 2 separate merchants? And do they have separate pricing? I've actually never... They do! Oh my! Okay, I've never had 2 arrive at the same time. But this is great. This is wonderful for a showcase, actually. So every so often, merchants... They're making their rounds around the regions, and when they arrive, handling their bags of gold that are spilling out of their hands, again, the animations are just absolutely Look at those smiles, look at those cheeks. I love the art style. Absolutely adore it. So as you can see, Buddy over here is selling, we've got sheep, we've got armor, we've got, what I'll call secondary equipment, or ranged equipment, I guess. But Buddy over here is selling stone, cattle, armor. So as you can see, there is a bit of overlap. Hold on, is the pricing the same as well? There is overlap, but there's also occasionally, I believe, a difference in what they're selling and what they're buying. Do we want to buy anything? You'll notice that we aren't able to mine stone in our current holding. This is, I believe, a stone mine. Indeed it is, but they have a stone castle. I wonder what my chances are of taking this spot over here, because I wouldn't mind having access to stone nice and early. Down over here at Bedford, I don't think they have stone either. I mean, I might move to take Bedford first, just to get access to more grain and things like that, and then make my move towards Warwick over here once we have some more resources to raise a larger army. Fair enough. I think that's what we'll do. Okay, so unfortunately, I haven't been charging a tithe, so our money isn't all that high. I could buy some stone, but stone is pretty expensive. I believe they're both selling it at $8 bucks a pop, so to speak. Now, any significant number, right? Like if I want to build anything, I need 60 stone for a stone wall, wood wall, town guard. Inn doesn't require stone. I just need wood for that, and an inn is something I want for population and increased happiness. Manor doesn't require stone. You know what? Nothing I am looking to build soon requires stone, so I don't think I'll pick anything up. I could sell some stuff, right? I have some surplus that I could sell, but I don't think that's an urgent necessity. Let's go ahead and build ourselves an inn, though. We don't have the money or the wood for it, so let's go ahead and pick up our peasants, put one to work at the smith and one working at the lumber yard. Let's go ahead and get some wood. And what I'm thinking is with our next population arriving, we'll clear this out and start getting some horses as well, because cavalry is huge on the battlefield, as is, you know, accurate, I suppose. Do I want to upgrade? Well, I can't afford this either, obviously. All right, well, let's leave the town upgrades for later. Go ahead and hit the end turn button and really pray for that extra population. And it's really neat as well when people start coming through. You get little animations and visual indicators of that. Lots of lovely little details. A mercenary brotherhood, I suppose. A mercenary chapter, whatever you want to call it. They're very expensive, but if you hire them, you immediately get a massive upper hand. But no one's going to be able to afford that expensive a cost right at the beginning, so you're probably fine letting them go for now. Though if you see them on the battlefield, it's on the other side of the battlefield. Be prepared. Now, you know what I just realized? I spent a turn just making ranged weapons. I actually meant to make heavy armor here instead. Or actually, no, let's go ahead and get some swords going. Got a bit of a plan for what I want. I don't mind having more ranged weapons. I just wanted to use up some of that steel at first. Let's get this peasant down over here. You're good. You're good. We're all good. Everything's all right. Population's gone up to 1298, hence the extra peasant. So let's clear this space out, and let's end the round there. Sure. We're gonna end up with some more swords. I would also like to get some more spears. Not really. Not in a rush for spears. So we've got as many swords as we could get out of the steel we had. We can keep producing, as you can see. We can get one more out of what we have, but that's a waste of a turn, obviously. So we want to swap over to something else. If we do secondary weapons again, as you can see, that consumes some wood. And let's take a quick look, because I need to refresh my memory. I need to jog my memory. Let's take a quick look at what the units take. So we've got our regular peasant mob unit, right? They just take population, as you can see. Population and that's happiness. So that will drop as well if you raise the numbers. And it'll cost money as well to raise a fjord, if you will. You can also have archers. Now, archers only take your ranged equipment, but you can also have, crossbows, and crossbows will take ranged equipment as well as the light armor. So there's a bit of a combination there going on. And each obviously has its own strengths and weaknesses, and we'll get into those as we get into battles and stuff. Beyond that, as you already maybe caught a glimpse of, let's go ahead and drop you guys a little bit. Let's get rid of you, actually. You may have caught a glimpse of the Spearman. Now, they cost spears as well as light armor. Obviously, great against cavalry. Some rock, paper, scissors mechanics that you can expect. And then swords, of course, great against spears and peasant mobs. They cost swords as well as heavy armor. And since I don't have any horses yet, I cannot show you the cavalry options, which I like that the game just doesn't tell you what all the options are. You kind of have to explore and develop your town to see what you can and can't do. But yes, do we want... And if I get some more ranged equipment, I can have some more archers. That's not bad. Let's keep working on... You know what? Let's actually pick Buddy up and put him down to work over here. Let's get some more raw materials coming through. The merchant's still around as well if I want to sell anything. Nah, I don't think that's a necessity. That's our turn. I'm really concerned to see that the AI hasn't made any aggressive moves yet. Typically by now they will have conquered at least one other region. And fear not, you'll definitely be seeing battle in this session today. All right, one more peasant has arrived. Wonderful. Drop you here as well. Let's clear this out as quickly as possible. We're looking good. We're looking good. Health is going to drop because winter is coming, but that's okay. Yeah, we're fine. That's our turn. And I'm wondering if I want to put down like an inn or something, but our happiness is through the roof. Your happiness in Oxford has reached its maximum. Things are wonderful. You might now consider raising the taxes. Absolutely. Understood. So now we can start charging a half tithe and make it... Can we actually go up full tithe? Oh, we can. Hello. Don't mind if I do. And looks like Lord Burt has conquered Northampton from the people. So you can see on the minimap raised armies with those banners, so you can kind of see the moves being made. And as large as the map feels, the regions are really confined to space. So that's why the region count makes a big difference in terms of what you're actually looking at as far as distance to engagement is concerned. Okay, let's see. You're clearing this space out. I don't want to march out without some cavalry at the very least. We've got a little bit of iron. Let's pop you back in here. Let's go ahead and, sorry, make some more armor now. Right? Because we need the armor for cavalry. And for swordsmen as well. So I wouldn't mind that. Yep, money's coming through nicely. And you can see the immigration being represented. Immigration and... Is emigration the opposite of immigration? Well, when people leave because of unhappiness or low health or whatever, it's displayed as well. And again, just a cute little adorable walking animations I can't get over. We're fine down here. Yeah, I think we're good. You know what I'd like to do is actually pull you off the wood and drop you in there. Now is the sowing season, so now is when we have to get a second person in here to get some more food to arrive. We're very close to our population limit. I might actually consider, after this has been cleared, building an inn or something just for population sustenance. But that is this turn done. There we go. Field has been cleared. The peasants return because there's nothing to do down there. The game doesn't want to auto-assign work or anything like that. So let's go ahead and swap this over to horses. Right? We are a little bit over our population. Not by enough to bring a beggar in, but we are a little bit over. You can see wasteland cleared. Good stuff. Even these illustrations are just so charming. And the little details, the banners, everything is so just charming. A little big, maybe, if I'm being frank. The UI is a little large, but what it contains is absolutely beautiful. So I don't know if that's really a complaint. And look at the immigration, right? Like, we know numbers are coming, so we know we should probably get an inn built. Oh, wow, we actually don't have enough money. Not until next turn. That's okay, we can build a manor instead. That houses 500 people as well. Shorter build time. So sure, let's get a manor down instead over here. And let's go ahead and pick up 2 peasants to work that. Let's swap you over to horses. And let's get 1 peasant down over here. We're still making armor. Let's just take a quick peek. Oh, actually, I can't. Not until I have horses. All right, let's pull you down over here as well. Get some more horses coming at a time. 6 per turn. And let's get off the armor building and work on the manor instead. I don't want to have any beggars or anything. They're quickly taken care of, but I'd rather not have that happen in the first place, right? Oh, by the way, I should point out, diplomacy, unless I pointed out earlier. Sorry. Diplomacy is actually not in this version, unfortunately, but I can't wait to see how that actually acts in-game as well. You know, allying with other lords and setting up trade routes. Like, what is the plan there? I'm really curious to see. You can see another conquest in progress up north over there. The off-yellow lord is conquering some lands. It's about time that I make a move as well. A beggar has spawned. It seems I was too slow. The region has more population than housing. Construct additional buildings like a manor in the region or reduce population by lowering happiness or creating an army. Understood. That's the other thing you have to balance, is when you make an army, you are draining your population. You are taking from your workforce when you have a larger army. 1 more turn, this will be done. Good stuff. We're not eating any horses. That's good. Oh man, food. Food is a problem. We should maybe drop the rations a little bit. But you can see what that does to our happiness and our health. And you can see that beggar arriving is going to start dropping happiness right away. Bit of a problem, but we'll be done this soon. Basically, we had enough population to have another peasant arrive, but instead we didn't have the housing for it. Alright, let's end the turn there. And I think once this is done, Buddy will return. Let's raise an army. I think we're ready to raise an army. We're going to keep manufacturing going, obviously. But let's distribute these guys to a reasonable amount here. So first of all, construction completed. Excellent. Close that. And it looks like Lord Henry has conquered Leicester from the people up there. All right. Let's distribute some workers first. Make sure we are still getting wood. Make sure we're still getting some iron as well. That means that I can get my population down. I can get rid of 1 worker. I would really like to have a larger cavalry contingent. So let's get you working here for 1 turn. And then next turn we'll raise our army. Looks like we'll have enough wheat, so that's good. Go to normal rations again. Go back to normal tithe as well. Good stuff. I think so. Alright, cool. I'll close that little notification there. And what we'll do is we'll raise our army and we'll make a move to conquer this land over here. Lots of wheat and stuff to be had. Now, battles can be an interesting thing in their own right, and I'll explain. Oh, I don't like that. They've raised an army. They might make a move. Oh, no, I don't like that at all. Okay. This will be interesting. We're going to raise an army this turn. Wow, our population is going very quickly, actually. Alright, so let's go ahead and raise the army. Hop on over to here. What do I want in this army? Let's go ahead and get ourselves some swords for starters, right? Want to make sure we have... let's see, if we go all the way to 42, that takes up all my armor. So let's go up to 20, right? Let's go ahead and add ourselves some cavalry as well. There's heavy cav and there's light cav. Heavy cav obviously takes heavy armor as well. They take a lot of stuff, as you can see. We can get 20 of you, but that means we'll have no crossbows. Guess I'm fine with that. Because what I can do is I can still get archers, right? I can get 43 archers. And then I believe I can still also get some spears. No, I can't get spears because I don't have any... Spearmen take light armor as well as spears, whereas light cavalry only takes cavalry and... or rather, horses, cavalry, and spears. Okay. This isn't terrible. This isn't terrible. It's very expensive. Eats our population up, drops us by a level, but that's okay. We have an extra. And happiness drops as well. I wouldn't mind, actually. Let's drop it down to 2,000. So let's go ahead and add a peasant mob, I think. Let me see. What else can I get in here? I can get 2 more swords, so fine. Let's go ahead and get 2 more swords. No reason not to. Right, plus. I keep wanting to press that button instead. No, not you. Peasants. Yes. So peasants are the only other thing I can get. We can get 436. No, I want to get... Now, peasants, this might sound funny, but peasants can make or break a battle. The number of times I've had my top-tier swordsman unit of, 20 or 30 get absolutely pummeled to death by like 200 unit strong or 200 man strong peasant mob is ridiculous, right? So let's be prepared for that. I figure we get 217 peasants into this army because otherwise we're neither here nor there in terms of population. This will take a worker away from us, but it's a pretty substantial force, I think. Let's go ahead and take a look at our deck as well, though, because we have to build it now. This is why I didn't want to look into it earlier, because we have to build it at this stage. So let's go ahead and take charge over here. Additional 15% damage per tile your mounted unit passes when attacking is absolutely huge if you can position yourself up right for it. Let's also get ourselves take aim. I'm a big fan of that. Shields up is super helpful. First strike allows us to hit first. Oh, I have to unlock this, right? So used to my previous playthroughs where I've got everything unlocked. Let's see, anything else? Take initiative can be quite helpful. First strike, I think, is a bigger one for me. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and unlock first strike. So you can see at the left-hand side over here is a total XP cost. You can see how much XP I have. So you got to right-click to unlock, and then you left-click to buy. So we got first strike as well. And of course, it's a deck of cards, right? It's a deck of cards. So the more cards you have, the less likely you are to get what you might need than if you had a more concise deck. Let's see. What else? What else do I want over here? Inspire is good, but I guess I'll keep my troops adjacent. So let's pick that up, sure. Oh, it is locked. Don't know if I want to spend on it. 175. Yeesh. And the way unlocking works is, now that I'm up here, well, so I can't unlock anything that I'm not already adjacent to. But it's adjacency. It's not, these aren't straight up and down columns that you have to unlock. They do web, basically, based on adjacency. Just want to make that clear. Let's go ahead and get that war cry. 175. Damn. Alright. Alright. Fine. Fine. You know what? The next time target unit is attacked, attacker and defender deal no damage. Nah. Pass on that. Fine, let's go with the war cry. And again, it all depends on if it even comes up or not. So that is done. Save cards to deck. Yes, please. That's our deck. That's our army. Let's take them to the field. Yes, muster my army. You lost a worker in Oxford. The workforce, blah, 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 blah. We know this. But yes, that's a pretty big army, actually. And look at that. I love how it's represented as well. You are in charge. The units that are coming with you are... oh, you know what? I didn't name the army. So it is randomly named. You can change the name, though. It's kind of funny that the random name it chose was the Elite, so that actually worked out perfectly. But yeah, you can name the armies, and you can see how wonderfully they're represented. Again, your equipment is there, your gear is there, your soldiers are represented. Absolutely beautiful. Just little touches of detail, right? We're still mining. What's going on here? Get to work. Stay at work. Got wood coming through still. These guys seem to be lazing around, though. Oh no, why am I looking at armor when I should be looking at this? My bad. Alright, so we're all good, everything's good. Let's go ahead and move the Elite. This is how army movement works. You first move to a border, and then you move into the town. Now here's what's going to happen, unfortunately, is we're going to get there after whoever this green guy is. We're going to have to fight him, and he might have some decent troops rather than the low-tier troops of the people. Nonetheless, that's this turn done. We'll arrive at the border. We just have to make sure we don't die in the upcoming battle. God. Alright. You can see he's moved in. Merchants arrive. Anything we can trade over here? Oh, by the way, to make light armor, you need wool. So, and you also need it for other buildings and stuff, but pretty cool. Alright, yeah, so it looks like Lord Robert has conquered here. A little unfortunate. I wish I'd arrived at the same time, because then you can actually get three-way battles, and it goes even beyond that. So it's a free-for-all with everyone fighting everybody, and they can be pretty fun. But it does look like he's only got a few people in his band, so we're going to roll right in and destroy him with our 300 strong. Now, what does few mean? Not a clue. Hopefully not more than 300. Hopefully it doesn't mean he's got 500 peasants waiting to beat my knights with their sticks. Let's pull... No, I think I'm alright with this overall layout. We could get one of you up at the inn. I could put... Yeah, sorry, not at the inn, at the smith. And get you to work on armor, or do I want to work on spears? We've got plenty of wood. Let's use some of that, right? Immigration is continuing as well, so that's good. We might actually want to build some more housing as well, otherwise we're going to start getting more beggars. But let's go ahead and hit end turn and get ready to dive into a battle, which, again, just a whole other element in this game, but unsurprisingly an inclusion in a strategy game, right? Especially set in this time period. Alright, so in we go, and then as the battle begins, you'll have a couple of options. Let the turn timer flip. Enemy army spotted at the border. They might have been headed towards us, but Sir Party Elite versus Lord Robert. You can just let the AI fight it, or you can fight it yourself. But, of course, we're going to fight this one ourselves. What do they have here? They've got... Looks like they've got some spears, archers. Is that a different kind of spearman? Little swords back there. Well, we'll find out. To the battlefield we go. Let's do it. So now, to battle. Again, a little big. If it was a bit smaller, I would like it, but I like the illustration style. I like the art style. Very fitting. But, how does battle work? It is a hex-based, turn-based system. There is morale. There is a rock, paper, scissors, one unit's better than another unit kind of system. There are terrain modifiers. There's a lot going on here. So let's go ahead and lay ourselves out. Now, this is pretty close quarters. I've seen some battles that expand a fair bit larger, but this looks like it's going to be pretty tight. And I think it's because we were both moving towards each other. I'm not 100% sure, but I've seen town battles especially be a fair bit bigger. Nonetheless, let's get our our footmen up front over here. Let's get the peasant mob. I want to make sure no one deploys up there and gets behind me. Let's get our peasant mob up over there. Let's get our cavalry positioned in the trees. Now, being in the trees will protect you from ranged fire. Look at that. 4 archers up there. That's not going to be a problem. Let's get our own archers. Now, there's no high ground, unfortunately, on this battlefield. It's a pretty plain field, actually. But let's get our archers down. Let's say over here. We'll eliminate these guys quickly. We're also close enough, I think, to fire at these guys. Oh, this shouldn't be a problem. Let's get our other cavalry contingent down over here. They're coming together. And there is their massive... Is that just... That's not a peasant mob. What is that? It looks like halberds or something. Anyway, now we get to drop our general in as well. We do extra damage with the general unit. Let's pop into our cavalry. There we go. Morale changes. Here's our hand charge is with us, so that's good. First strike is good as well. Shields up is helpful. Yeah, these are all good, so I'm going to go ahead and accept that hand. And the AI, I believe, gets to move first. Not a problem. This should not be an issue here. We'll take a little bit of damage. The unfortunate thing is that the damage is... nice. Is permanent. So if you take enough damage, it'll slow your momentum. You'll have to fall back and reform a new army. Now we could eliminate... so these guys have already fired, so let them be, right? Let's take care of these guys. They're moving sooner than anybody else. 4 to 7 damage there. Well, I mean, we might as well just eliminate these guys, right? Let's do it. Pop those shots. In we go. Really? Oh, come on. You're killing me here. You're killing me here. So cavalry is up next. What I would like to do is position myself. The light cav is not going to get the charge benefit. I believe I'm going to give that to the heavy cav instead. But let's move our cavalry to the trees down over here, because I want to position myself to use the charges with both units if necessary. Now, these guys are unfortunately going to be able to attack, but our retaliation should finish them off. So in melee, both sides attack. The attacker goes first unless you have the first strike option, which, you know what, let's go ahead and assign that up over here. Might be a bit wasteful, but I predict that these guys will strike these guys. If I get the first strike, then rather than retaliating, I get the first strike. I hit first, and they might not get their hit in. That's the hope here, at least. Let's move you... I'd rather keep you where you are. Entrench. Maybe I should have delayed instead. Alright, your turn. You're coming with a stab. I get first strike. Down you go. Excellent. Get a new card. This is honestly the smoothest, this is the smoothest I've ever had a battle start. Alright, now it's up to the swords over here. What do we want to do? We don't need shields up or anything. Yeah, we can just roll in and get a strike in. Do a fair bit of damage. They will get a retaliation. So that's why you might want to occasionally delay an action, is because you might want another unit to take the first blow so that a different unit doesn't have to take the retaliation, because there's only one retaliation per turn. But let's roll in. Good bit of damage done. We'll take a little bit as well, unfortunately. That does hurt. That does hurt. And then their peasants go first. I might actually lose this unit. Get rid of these guys. Oh, it seems so wasteful. But they will shoot next time if I don't get rid of them. It just seems like these peasants could be so much more helpful down here, but fine. Let's get rid of them. Let's get rid of them. There we go. Unfortunately, we move up there as well. Gain a little bit of morale. Our ranged units are able to fire this far. Indeed, they are. We could take aim to get some extra damage next turn. Or we could just start hurting them right away. Let's take aim. Let's take aim. And back over here, our cavalry is able to charge in. Now they can still retaliate, so what I'll do is I will... Yeah, see, the damage we can take is kind of hefty. So let's go ahead and delay. We're going to go ahead and delay down here as well. Come on now. Come on now. There we go. Yeah, delay. Up over here, we'll get our first strike. We might actually lose this unit of swords, which is unfortunate. But it's the cost of doing battle, right? Would have been better to send the mobs in, I suppose, because that's all equipment that we're losing as well. It's all equipment that we're losing as well. Now we got to move pretty far over here. Nothing we can use to get us moving along further. Let's go ahead. Cavalry's up next. Now we can go in. Has already retaliated. They are unfortunately entrenched, but that's okay. Let's dive on in. In we go. No retaliation. They can take some morale damage as well. Now here, we're going to go ahead and pop charge onto you. It'll help us cause a fair bit of extra damage, 31 to 47, as you can see. Again, they can't retaliate. So let's dive on in. Heavy cavalry charge with the general. In we go. Good bit of damage done. Good bit of morale damage done as well. And you can see the morale bars over here and over here as well, which determines the likelihood of a retreat happening. Let's get War Cry onto here. There we go. Bring them death. A little bit more of a morale hit there. And we can get the ranged fire to come through. Come on, let's just break them. In we go. Good stuff. Do not let your confidence be shaken at this small loss. Lord Robert's army has lost a small percentage of its strength and morale has been affected. Good stuff. They're unfortunately still going to stick around a little bit longer. Let's fire once more. They definitely have the numbers advantage. Now they can retaliate, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and delay. 0 to 2. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, because we might roll lucky and get the 0, right? Come on. Ah! Split the difference. Not the worst. Do I want to delay over here? No, well, they've done the retaliation, so let's just simply attack. In we go. And then our peasant mob comes in from the back. Hopefully getting a fair bit of work done as well. Good stuff, good stuff. They've defeated half the army, indeed. Hold ground, really? Alright. So they got a card in there that they used to try and prevent a retreat, I think. But our cavalry back over here is able to strike. Let's do it. Surrender, you fools. Give up. Fire away. Now they can retaliate, unfortunately. Not willing to take that 3 to 4 potential of damage, so let's go ahead and wait. Or delay, rather, I should say. Over here, we should be okay to strike. Do it. Nice. It's a good bit of damage, and the retaliation gives nothing. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now everybody can strike, because again, they've retaliated already, so I don't have anything to worry about. The troops are fleeing the battlefield. This happens when the morale of all units reaches 0. Beautiful. So now they're going to try and get out of here. And we have our victory. Man. There is actually a turn timer as well. I just realized I didn't highlight that. There is a turn timer. And if you fight too slowly, or if you turtle, or you wait for enemies to kill each other in a free-for-all scenario, you will lose the battle. But we've done quite well here. Looted 187 gold, killed 187, lost 16, and if I'm not mistaken, it is on the next screen that we see what our loot truly holds for us. If I'm not mistaken. Ah, yeah, there's that music. This is my jam. Love it. Some of my favorite music. Alright, now that you've conquered your first region, you can make use of the region overview by clicking the small icon above the minimap. Alright, cool. We already know that. I pointed that out earlier. So we've got Oxford and Bedford. Now, Oxford is kind of seeing a population surplus over here. This is our manor, right? So let's go ahead and build ourselves an inn. Oh, we don't have the stone for it. We don't have the stone for... Oh, we don't have the wool for it, sorry. Saw the wool and saw stone instead. Well, that's a bit of a bummer. We don't have anyone we can buy off of either right now. We don't have much of anything for anything. Alright, that's a bit of a problem. We might see a bit of immigration the other way, as it were. Until the merchants come through. Or of course, from Bedford. Nah, we don't have any sheep here or anything. Alright, we need to sort this out. I think I can wait until the merchant arrives. Where are you, buddy? Where are you? Oh, that's the mercenary band. That's our enemy up over here, building a decently defended town center. I don't like that. And these guys, they've got their walls up and stuff as well. Man, maybe I should be building my own walls up too. Gotta get a castle for myself. Alright, before we consider that though, what to do back here in terms of the population issue. Now, the thing is, you can't send people back and forth. You can't control the movement of population outside of, taxing more heavily. Like, outside of causing people to leave, you can't really, or raising an army, you can't really control the flow of people. Alright, what do we want to do here? Let's get more weapons being made, I suppose. We could do that, right? Get some more heavy armor being made. Prepare for a future army, for a future war, right? Immigration continues. And so let's see, Bedford over here. This is our new conquest. What have we got being built over here? A wood castle. All right, you know what? That works out. That's what they were up to when they were previously conquered, or before they were conquered by me. This is not bad either. Good bit of food coming through up there soon. Is that all? Well, that is all. People are leaving, as you can see. So let's go ahead and... Really, no tithe. No cattle. Oh, I see. They've got a field over here, which they're not tending to. Well, that's not good. We can't have people leaving here, because then we'll have less people to do work. So let's go ahead and sacrifice some of the crop, unfortunately. We can always bring food in from Oxford, right? And let's get you working over here. on sheep. Sure, let's do sheep, because then we'll have wool available to us without needing a merchant, and we'll also be able to eat them if necessary to prevent health issues and stuff. Let's get a bit of a surplus going first. We're going to lose some wheat, which is a problem, but... Okay, so it looks like people are coming here. Okay, there's quite a bit going on here. It looks like people are leaving Lindsay, and they're heading either towards us down over here at Oxford, or they're taking the fork down here to Bedford. But some people are leaving Bedford and heading towards Middlesex instead. Interesting, interesting. Well, Sir Partylate conquered Bedford from Lord Robert. Let's just enjoy that for a moment. And there is our loot. We got 187 gold, 20 wood, 5 stone, 41 iron, and 5 wool. Not too shabby. Wish I got some more stone. Not too shabby. Let's call the turn there. I'm a little worried about being completely destroyed now. We share a border with 2 enemies, as you can see. We might move further down south and at least get rid of, who was it? Lord Robert? In charge of the green? Oh, there's the merchant. Now, if I send goods, if I'm not mistaken, it's only like food stuff that you can send back and forth. You can't send stone and stuff. So I can hope that the merchant will arrive here soon and we can build something to check our population. That would be ideal, because people still continue to flow in. Do we continue to make some heavy armor? I think that's not a terrible idea. Though I also wouldn't mind getting some more swords out. Let's swap you out to swords. Let's get some swords done. It will consume more of our iron as well, but that's not a problem. And then we'll get some ranged weapons done as well. Didn't really get to show the power of range that time. I don't want to roll down over here. Do I just want to attack and potentially suffer massive losses? Or do I want to adjust my army over here? These guys took a hefty bit of hurt, right? Let's go ahead and adjust the army a bit. Add some more swords here. Might want to pull back and further bulk up this army. Sure, let's do that. Should have done that sooner. Yeah, save the army. Let's go ahead and pull you back over here, right? Want to go home. Want to use our equipment back here. We're going to have a lot of swords. We have a lot of armor. We have a fair bit of cavalry as well. What I could do is I could get one of you out there over here. Doesn't make that much of a difference. Keep you up over here. Alright, cool. That's that done. And I will want to move down over here and try and have a big battle there. And if we lose it, we lose it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Alright, in comes the winter. What's the deal over here? Is our castle almost done? Almost. Merchant's still stuck over here. These guys, enough food, sheep coming through, happiness, health is all going up. That's good. That's good. We'll keep them at no tithe. We don't need the money that desperately. We're almost at 1,000 actually. When the merchant does come, we could just buy a bunch of stuff. Sorry, let's keep the elite moving. Hey, ho, hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Sir Party Lead is not... What? Excuse me? Excuse me? Serfs are being treated... Yeah, look at the polar opposites. Damn right, in Oxford, hunger is unknown to the people. Yeah, look at that. There's less tithe to pay in Oxford. Yeah, people are happy here. Leave me alone. Some people... You can never make everybody happy, right? You can never make everybody happy. If I've made you happy with today's session, by the way, make sure you let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Like I've said countless times, folks, it does make a very big difference in what kind of content I do on the channel. And like I said earlier, I do really want to highlight more games in this fashion with a 1-hour little showcase. And if there's enough desire to see more of it, then maybe I'll come back with more episodes or a live stream or whatever it might be. But your reaction down below makes a very big difference in letting me know, what angle I should take. All right. A beggar has arrived, but at the same time, so too has our army. So let's go ahead and pull some of those beggars into our army here. Let's make you 25 strong, and let's get you 26 strong. That way we have a bit more versatility on the field. We could get some more light cavalry, not more heavy cav, though. That's okay, not a problem. This pulls us exactly to 2,500, though. Nah, you know what? We need more. We need more cavalry. Let's go ahead and get us down to... Sure. Let's top up over here. I'm good with that. I could add... since we're at 2455, we might as well get you to be 400-ish strong. Let's get one more band of peasants here. Get this down to... There we go. Want to get that to that 250 mark. That's kind of a ridiculous split, though. Go ahead and drop you down to 300, let's say. Or let's say 250. We just spent the time and did the math, and this would be a less painful process. And pop you up until we are at 2250. Yeah, I think that's close enough to have the two contingents at these numbers. There we go. That's close enough. It will affect happiness rather significantly, which is scary, but it's okay. Wartime. It is wartime. Look at that. That is a big army. That is a beefy army. On which note, cattle is... dropping pretty quickly. Could bring some of you up to take care of the cows instead. Doesn't really help all that much. Again, higher population is harder to sustain, right? Well, let's go ahead and move the army. Let's take you over to eliminate one of our enemy lords over here. While back over here, let's go ahead and talk to this merchant and pick up some stone. Now, how much stone do I need to build a... not a manor, but an inn? 60 stone. So we just need 5 more stone, but we've got plenty of gold. So definitely get the 5 stone. Let's go ahead and get 50 stone. Go ahead and get 50 stone. Right, and then what I can also do is I can also get... that's pretty pricey. I can also get some light armor. That's really expensive. Wool is a fair bit cheaper. Go ahead and get 10 of you. Or actually, let's go ahead and get 20 of you. Then 500, that's fine. That should be good. Let's go ahead and buy. I could sell some iron, right? We're like constantly producing it. Or, again, obviously, raw materials sell for cheaper than finished materials. Unfortunately, I have no armor to sell. I have some swords I could sell. Sure. Just a little bit to bring the price down. Sell you 20 swords. How about that? 24 swords. Get us rounder numbers. Cool. Cool with that. Excellent. And now we can work on building a... where'd it go? Inn? Oh man, I mixed up my stone and wool again. How do I do that? It's all good. We've got money. Go ahead and buy 15 more of this. Done. All the time. All the time. So yeah, the inn gets placed down. We get the town guard as well. Add to the garrison. I don't think we're in a threat for that. I'd rather be able to house more people. So yeah, the inn we shall build, and let's go ahead and get you two working on it. Take 3 turns with 2 people working per turn. More population coming through. We should be able to assign as well. Army is moving over. That's that round determined. Wonderful. Wonderful. Now this army should be big enough that we're not going to have any trouble. But I definitely want to dive into this battle. Oh, would you look at that? Back-to-back merchant arrivals. Back-to-back merchant arrivals. Send you in. I feel like we've crushed this guy's hopes over here. All his hopes and dreams gone. What's the deal over here? Anything to worry about? This is almost done. Seems that... oh man, people have really been leaving here, haven't they? Increase to double ration. This is a problem. Allow the eating of sheep. We need people to arrive here. Urgently. I could import food as well, right? So if the situation becomes dire... Oh, like it is over here. Hang on. Well, how did I let this happen? How did I let this happen? Next season, I'll have to allow more people to tend to the fields. Quarter ration, geez. Well, let's drop the tithe then. No tithe. Oh, that's hefty. Alright, fine. Quarter tithe, quarter ration. Okay. Balancing act. It's a fine balancing act. We'll be okay. Arrive over here. There we go. The numbers over here came up to 1,000, so hopefully we'll have another peasant. Beautiful. Assign this peasant. It is fall, so let's get this peasant. Lord Henry will unite the land. Don't say that. I'm going to unite the land. Get you working over here. Get that done. And the next turn, we need to make sure... in the winter is when we tend to the field, right? So we want to make sure that we get lots of farmers across the board. Yikes. Did never expect to have to drop to such low rations. Anyway, it's okay. It's okay. We move down here to attack. Next turn. There's our castle done. Our beautiful castle. Our glorious castle. Now, I've never actually... I don't think I've had a castle of mine attacked yet. Let's take a look at this thing. Yeah, construction complete. My inn has been completed, and so too has my wooden castle over here. And I believe you can upgrade it to have stone walls. You can upgrade the whole thing, but of course that requires a fair bit of resources. But yeah, all right, let's go ahead and get more food coming out of there, and let's get more food coming out of here as well, right? We got... Pop you in there. We could just pop... Oh, can only work by 3 peasants, right? That's fine. That's fine. Anything else we want over here? I suppose I could be producing more heavy armor. Got plenty of iron. And let's go ahead and make sure this army is moving in to here. They do have their wooden castle. Unfortunately, I'm at the border, so I can't adjust any of my settings or anything. Like I can't adjust my deck or anything like that. You can only do that when you're at your holding. Oh, 2 armies have collided. Unfortunately, I cannot scroll while the turn is flipping. What have they got? A tiny army. Tiny army. The Battle of Middlesex. Sir Partyleet versus Lord Robert. And of course, we saw his army moving in as well. They've got a few over here, it says. Some archers. A little bit of cavalry. Heavy cav, it looks like. Well, go to battle, of course. Let's fight this one. Hopefully we'll win it. Hopefully we'll win it. I don't know. I don't like my chances here for some reason. Gut feeling. Gut feeling. But we'll do our best. Is this a bigger field? Nah, it's kind of a tight field as well. Some of them get really large. Well, they don't get huge or anything like that. Like, it'll never be... Well, I've never seen a battle take up this entire space, for example. But they do get pretty large, and those are pretty intense as well. There's a lot of flanking going on. Now, it looks like there is some high ground to be had over here, potentially. We might position ourselves up there. Though I suspect the enemy is just going to take a defensive approach, right? Let's get our archers up over here. Our archers down there, all right. We could actually put our peasant mob right here immediately to engage right from the start, or put them down here. Oh, you know what? This is almost certainly high ground. I wish I'd placed them down here instead. Well, too late for that. We could put our swords over here. Let's see if I put my swords down over here. Cavalry up there. Too bad I don't have any spears. That'll be problematic. Let's put our peasants down over here. Alright, their peasants are down there. I could get my other unit of swords down here, make quick work of those peasants. They got spears up there. Alright, so let's keep our cavalry away from that nonsense. Heavy cav up over here. Try and shut that down, right? And our light cavalry back over here. We might be able to charge in nice and early. A crossbow's back there as well, because this is a little worrying. I'm not gonna lie. I could join... Let's join the heavy cav again, because I think that's just kind of epic. There we go. This is a scary battle. We got charge, we got shields up, first strike take aim. Yeah, sounds good. AI goes first. No, I go first. All right, wonderful. Okay. Who's up next? One of these archers, you're up next. Cause a little bit of damage here. That is a hill. Could fall back to the hill. When do these guys move? They're like right by the end. But I could eliminate them right now, rather than just cause a touch of damage here. Sure, let's eliminate the crossbows back there. We're going to lose a lot of archers when the cavalry comes charging through. Our cav moves first, so we can hope to get lucky there. Alright, so let's fire back over here. Let's do it. I'm wondering... Get shields up onto you. Alright, let's get shields up onto you. Alright. Want to make sure we have that out of the way. The archers... My light cav, my heavy cav, their heavy cav. Alright, cool. I'll wait for the other cards for later. Let's fire over here. In come the shots. Down they go. Excellent. A little bit of damage removed from the field right at the beginning. Oh, what did you drop there, buddy? Oh, that was painful. That's a lot of damage. That's no joke. Okay, we're okay. It's not the end of the world. Do a lot of damage here. Push right through. Push up there. Cause a fair bit of damage. But we'll take the retaliation, unfortunately. These guys can retaliate as well. I don't want to pop charge over here. I want to pop charge on my heavy. Though, actually, we might eliminate this unit completely if I pop charge on my light cav. Now let's leave it be. Let's dive in. Go. Nice. You know what? I'm happy with that. Take a little shank in response. Up over here. 4 to 8 damage. Man, plus 15% per tile. That'll only be 1 tile, unfortunately. Wish I had more room to deploy, but I think... Jeez. They are up next. They are up next. I can assign first strike over here as well. So let's go ahead and get first strike. Sorry, I keep right-clicking. Let's get first strike on there. Let's get charge on there as well. Let's dive on in. Get that damage done. Move in. Come on, men. Beautiful. He's going to retaliate. Take a touch of damage. War Cry will be quite helpful as well as we get into the thick of things. Now it's his turn. Now, is he going to strike at my heavy cav? Yes, beautiful. First strike comes through. Oh, no! It's okay. We didn't take that bad of a damage. We didn't take that much damage is what I meant to say. Huge bit of morale damage on their side. That's good. Good. I believe he just gave himself a initiative bump. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, that's harsh. We're okay. It's not too bad, though. We can move up to here. We could wait as well. We get these swords up first. And then these peasants. We could eliminate these archers pretty easily. I don't want to move in if these guys can retaliate. So you know what? Let's go ahead and delay. These swords are up next. Strike over here. The peasant mob can take care of these archers. Let's get our swords to strike over here. We'll get our peasants up here to strike down there as well. This should be a non-issue, right? Yeah. Move you up here. Either way, we're going to end up in their tile. Let's go. Dive on in. Finish them off. Top tier peasants here. Beautiful. Now they're up over here. Probably going to strike over here. Oh no, entrenched. Not a problem. We could get rid of the knights using our peasants. That would be great because that will allow our cavalry to move up and... Oh, we don't want to hit the pikemen. Or they could maybe come down and strike some of these guys. Decisions. Who's up next? These archers are up before their cav is up. So you know what? Let's hit these archers. We've already retaliated. Let's go ahead and... Let me check something here. Get this down over there. And now we have delayed their move, but hopefully that'll come in handy. Come on now. There we go. We'll poke in a prod. A bit of morale damage. You're able to come through. They're unfortunately still able to retaliate. We cannot kill those guys. All right, let's entrench. All right, archers are up. What shall we do here? Not a lot of damage. I feel like I should fall back to this hill over here. Tactical retreat. Tactical retreat. Now these guys, what are you up to? I think they're taking aim. Fine by me. We can roll through and strike at these swords. Potentially destroy them. Out of range, unfortunately. Alright, let's do that. Let's go ahead and dive on in over here. In we go. And again, I love these animations as well. Just like nifty little details. This does not look good for us, my lord. Definitely not good for you. Crush these guys. I don't want to move close to the pikemen is the problem. Who's up next? Their heavy cav is up next. Ah. Okay. Okay, that's a rough spot to be in. Their heavy cav is up next. We might want to move down to here instead. That way we keep our distance. They might attack our knights. We'll get a retaliation and eliminate them. They might still move in and strike us, but 41 to 42 damage. We should eliminate them. Let's go. In we go. Beautifully done. A little bit of morale gained as well. Now their knights are up. What are they going to do? You're going to strike at the peasants, or are you going to chase after the knights? You're going to chase after the knights. We're going to retaliate. Oh, come on, baby. Beautiful. Yes. All right, this battle is ours. Again, I wasn't so worried about losing the battle as much as I was about the damage our army would take and the momentum we would lose. We can get up to here. I want to prevent these guys from chasing after our archers and stuff. Our peasant mob is up next. Let's go ahead and surround these guys. Their peasant mob flees. Our resistance is futile. Yes, surrender. Give up. You need not die. You need not fight. Move you up to here. Archers should be able to fire overhead. Yep. Good stuff. Kind of wish I was up over there, but we'll take this shot. Go for it. Extra damage as well from that take aim. You. Okay, we're fine. That's the dummy card. Should have seen that coming. Now I could chase these guys down. To what end? The joy of it. All wrecked, destroyed. Lord Robert's army has lost most of its strength and morale has been affected. So that might actually... Ah, yes, tip it all in my favor. Beautiful. You know what? I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I did that. Wonderful. Victory is ours. Killed 286, lost 41, looted 310 gold, 16 ranged weapons, a spear, 3 swords, 3 heavy armor, 3 light armor, and 1 horse. Beautiful. Beautiful. Truly a rising lord is what Sir Party Elite is. Oh, solid. Alright. Actually eliminated... Should have... Oh, you know what? They do have this tiny army that's moving through. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? There's our loot report. Enemy spotted. Order of Bedford. No big deal. End of this season. Curious to see what happens here. Curious to see. Oh, they're going to respond. A tiny army. A tiny army. So it's not much of a concern. As you can see, they barely have anything there. There will be a battle. Let's let the AI battle and see how auto-resolve actually works, because that's what I would do if I was regularly playing this. And I believe we have to end the turn for the auto-resolve to apply. Oh no, there we go. Won the battle against Lord Robert. Excellent. Looted 3 gold. I mean, there was nothing left in that army, so no surprise there. 2 of you over here. Let's get 1 of you working there. And let's get 1 of you working here. Let's assign... Get some more food happening here. Good stuff. Back over here. Construction of the inn is done. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, we can put someone down here to help with happiness. Yes. That's great. But I don't think we can call it a day until this conquest is complete, right? Or is there more to be done to conquer these lands? If I'm not mistaken, this should do the trick. Oh. Right. The castle, of course. The castle itself. Well, folks, let's dive on in. Take a look at it. I don't know if we have the numbers for it, but we do have to... Another tiny force over here. Another tiny force over here that we have to fight. Go to battle. I'm a little nervous, again, about the whole loss of momentum and stuff. But what have we got over here? What have we got over here? Waiting for other players. God, there's just the one player. Anticipation. There's our siege camp. There's the castle itself. It does give defensive benefits and stuff, but we can deploy everywhere else around it. Let's see if we get our archers set up over here. Get our light cav in the trees over here. Heavy cav in the trees down over here. Get our swords ready to charge in. Got some archers there. Nothing to worry about. Peasant mob can take care of them. Peasant mob can take care of you. Some knights up there. That's a bit more problematic. And our general, of course, with the heavy cav. Happy with that. Again, the deck isn't too large, so it's not likely for us to get things that we don't want. Fire away up there. Terrain doesn't work in our favor, obviously. Fire up over here. These guys are up next. Well, this is a problematic situation, actually. Because they will poke at us. You know what? Let's go ahead and entrench. Oh, they're up to something sneaky as well. Value of having a castle. Oh, don't you... Oh, damn, it's not good. Our light cav will move next. We should be able to eliminate their archers here. That shouldn't be a problem. Don't need charge for it, so let's dive on in. Beautifully done. We are a little exposed, obviously. If I go charging in over here, they're out of range, unfortunately. Not a big deal. Let's go ahead and move ourselves up to here. Get entrenched. And let's send our... Let's see, their heavy cav is going to attack first. I suspect these swordsmen are going to die. Oh, there we go. Not too bad. We didn't cause any damage in response, though, which is bad. They're getting entrenched up there. Can we hurt them? Barely. Barely. Well, let's move down here. They will retaliate, but I doubt the retaliation will cause much hurt. Famous last words. No, we're good. These swords... God. It's gonna be problematic, isn't it? Gotta get through there. We can send you in against these guys. Yeah, we should be able to eliminate them pretty... Oh. So close. So close. Alright, let's move you up to here. Surround that castle. Get you to fire. These guys are up next. Might as well eliminate them, right? There we go. No retaliation if you're dead. No retaliation if you're dead. Now we could move up over here. Again, unfortunately, we have to deal with the walls here, but I want to eliminate their cavalry back there. Let's move you over to here, and we should be able to charge in next turn, is my hope. Get you to work away at the walls, perhaps. Dangerous situation, of course, considering what we're up against. In comes their cavalry. Probably going to eliminate my swords down here. Yep. Saw that coming. Now they're up over here. What are they going to do? Oh, that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. I was expecting much worse. Alright, you know what? I feel a lot more comfortable now. Come on. Down those walls go. Our peasants can move through and do next to nothing. Well, they gotta do something, right? Ah, in comes the first strike. God. Well, I'm glad that it was used up on these guys rather than on my light cav that's about to charge in. That would have been a lot worse. Let's go ahead and strike here. And take these walls down. Our archers can fire. Again, they have the walls and stuff protecting them, hence them being out of range. We should definitely fall back over here. Fall back. And if I could just pop take aim onto you. And I should be able to pop charge on to you. As well as first strike. Oh no, only on these guys. Oh, let's get first strike on these swords actually, before I forget. Let's go ahead and charge on into the enemy cav here. In we go, and hopefully, beautiful, enough damage to lost half our army. Wonderful. Wonderful. They're probably going to stay entrenched in there. Morale has been affected. Don't tell me you've completely given up. Don't be such craven. Oh my god. Cowardly dogs. Those cowardly dogs. Well, this land is my land now. 89 killed, 49 lost. A good bit of loot gained as well. Not as much as from the initial battle outside the castle, but understandable, right? We basically looted and raided the town to make it our own. Beautiful. Beautiful. The castle has fallen. Oh dear. Gotta put out the fire. Peasants are used to put out fires, and fires will spread to adjacent buildings and things like that. But Middlesex is ours. And as you can see, folks, this game is so enthralling that let the hour go by and didn't even stop myself. We've played on for a little bit longer than I'd initially anticipated, but hopefully that's helped showcase, a bunch of, if not all of the mechanics and systems in the game that really make it quite charming, from its art style to its complexity that the art style actually belies, I would say. Everything from resource management, your army size versus your population and your population distribution to help build buildings, farm fields, harvest crops, get stone, iron, even produce weapons, which in turn, becomes your army, or helps fuel your army, I suppose, if you want to, or arm your army, to use the correct term. It's kind of wild how much is going on in this game that isn't apparent right from the beginning. And I've been playing this for a while. I got access to it shortly after I released that video earlier this year, and I'm glad I did, because it gave me the chance to really see this game grow. It's great to see the developers have so much passion for a project. I'm the type that often is on the side of, hey, early access is risky business, but very rarely you'll find gems in early access, and I do genuinely believe that Rising Lords is one of those gems, so I was very happy to showcase it on the channel to try and spread the word on it. Maybe some of y'all will find it interesting and you'll pick it up. Maybe some of you have already been interested in it. Let me know either way down below. Let me know if you have any questions down below as well. I'll be happy to answer those, because again, Rising Lords, it's just one of those, I like showcasing games on the channel that I can get behind, and indie games are a gift to us gamers, because it allows for such a variety of approaches to such a variety of topics, and I enjoy showcasing those, the fruit of other people's labor, as it were. Anyways, folks, if you enjoyed the fruits of my labor today with this playthrough, again, just as a reminder, please let me know. It really helps me make decisions on the channel. If you want to see more showcases like this, especially, because like I said, I would very much love to do that if there is interest in that sort of thing. Apart from that, as always, a massive thanks goes out to all of my channel members and patrons for supporting this channel on a monthly basis. You keep us alive and running smoothly. And a big old thanks to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, with this cheery music playing in the background, cheers.